Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios on this 06.06.2025. Current time is 06:17 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside. We made it to Friday. The weekend is upon us, folks. I am Rich Roberts, at Fireman Rich over there on X. Also at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios, where we're broadcasting into Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, X Live, Kick, as far as that goes. And let's check the X Live here first. And good morning to Tina and good morning to Double J's. They're in the chat there on the Twitch. Okay, where's my X Live here? Okay, here it is. Let's see, we got audio? Yep, we got audio. Okay, so we're on the X Live. Nobody there yet as of yet, so that's okay. That's fine. Let's check the Facebook. The Facebook. Captain Rehab, good morning. Captain Rehab's in the house on this Friday. He's right here at this. I don't know if you guys heard that. The missus says good morning to Captain Rehab and Tina, and Captain Rehab says good morning to the missus. Thank you very much, sir. Greatly appreciate it. Where's my Facebook? Oh, there it is. Let's check the real Fireman Rich. Of course, I'm on a number of platforms. And Tina says good morning to the missus also. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Yep, we're on the Facebook. Let's bring the Facebook up here. How do we do that? Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, there we go. We got the Facebook up, and we're over on Kick. Why? I don't know, because I can. And we have nobody over on Kick and stuff. We usually get about 5 or 6 replays over there and stuff like that. So there are some folks here. But we have 2 people on Rumble, 1 person on Local, nobody on YouTube yet. 2 people, that'd be Tina and Double J's on X on the tote board there. And Tina saying hi to Double J's. And let's see. Nobody on Facebook, like I said, X or Kick and stuff like that. Rich, I know we're not at sports yet, but remember what I said about the Pacers. Yeah, I just real quick, I saw it when I was bringing up that tab there, Captain Rehab. What the hell was it about Indiana? Yeah, I saw the score. I didn't see any of the game last night. I was too tired. I was just after dinner. I was just a slough. Wow, that must have been some game. I'm just looking at the score now. So we'll get to the NBA sports here, as far as that goes. Oh, was it? Okay, I'll have to catch it. It'll be on the YouTube then. Wow. Okay, that tells. Yeah. Then where we talk, you were saying it was going to be a crazy series. So um, that's unreal. Freaking should have watched that game. I was too tired last night. I got done here. Yeah, I was just went out after dinner. I came down, sit down here, did some things, and then Double J saying good morning to Jack as well as Captain Rehab. And where did Jack? Oh, Jack took off. He's going to check to see if he can get any milkies. But after I got done here, I sat down here for a little bit after dinner, and then I went out in the living room. I laid down, and I was out. It was out like a light. I think the missus was watching some doctor show on NBC or something like that, and I started watching it. I just so and Captain wherever you are, yeah, but she's back here. She's out. I got the back window open here. I don't know if you can see her. She's no. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Where is it? Right there. Let me shut that off. I don't know if you can see. I gotta turn the freaking thing here off and stuff. Yeah, there's the banner. You can see her right there. There she is. There's a chair right here. She looks out the window there. She gets some fresh air. So that's where Buggy's at. Yeah, she's getting ready. She's settled down, so she's getting ready. She's getting some fresh air before she takes her morning nap. Like all the cats there and stuff like that. But glad to have you here, Tina Double J's and Captain Rehab right in the off of Twitch there. Good morning, and we made it to the weekend, and we are here. I'm running a little late, even though I was up early. I had some problems with my Surface 3. Surface 3 doesn't want to cooperate this morning, and we'll deal with it accordingly. That's par for course. But I hope everybody had a great Thursday yesterday. Mine was a good day. It was we're hunkered down for some thunderstorms, and when they finally came here, they really most of the thunderstorms were more north in the north part of the county and stuff. But it did get hot. It got up to like 90 degrees again, and oh, there's a woodpecker out there. I know I said pecker, Captain Rehab. Okay, I know what you're going with that. I'm way ahead of you. But no, we have. Is that the larger one? We got assortment of birds at the bird feeder there and stuff like that. Captain Rehab's laughing. See, I've known you long enough. And Tony D's in the house. Salute to you, Tony D, my brother, veteran, good friend, and fellow broadcaster. Tony D is in the house, coming in on the. And the missus says, good morning, Tony. And what does purple bird symbolize? I've said it before, though. That's the blab. That's an icon that was blab. It was before Haps. Okay, blab was all the rave. That's where I met Captain Rehab, and that's the blab owl. As far as that goes, that represents the blab owl. And then let me put it back up here. I forgot to put my thing back up. See, I got a little bit of the old in the broadcast here, Double J. See that name tag? You recognize this name tag? That's from Haps. So that's blab, and then there was Haps. I remember the platforms I used to be on. You know, I had fun on them and stuff like that. So. Tony D likes the blab bird. I don't think Tony D was on the blab there. I know you were, Cap. You were on the blab, or were you on Haps? Were you on blab? I think that's where I met you first. Is blab. There's a lot of good people that were on blab, and let's see. Tony saying hi to Tina, Double J's, and Captain Rehab, and the like there. So we are off and running here this morning, and but it was a good day yesterday. I hope you all had a good day today or yesterday, and it's been a good week so far. Sort of anticlimactic as far as last week there, because at this time last week I was up there at the Richardson Hotel. I like saying that I was at the Richardson. I'm being snobbish. No, that's a nice hotel, very nice hotel. From architectural standpoint, I just like the fact that they rebuilt or they're reutilizing a facility that's over 100 years old, and they really did it right and stuff like that. If you go on the web and Google the Richardson, I don't have any association, but was Blab before Periscope? Yes, it was, Double J. It was before Periscope. Everybody makes a rave about Periscope. Before Blab was Meerkat. I was almost going to get on Meerkat. That's when I was deciding, do I want to get on this live streaming thing? It was Meerkat, Blab, Periscope, Haps. Then everybody went to Twitch and stuff like that. So yeah, Periscope got the notoriety. We still have Periscope, but as much as it's over on X, it's the same. Periscope. I think I don't know. There's too much hype on Periscope. Periscope is Periscope. You hear these people, oh, I wish Periscope was back and stuff like that. Yeah, you were a big deal on Periscope, but let's see what your follow through was on other platforms and stuff. That's where your longevity exists. You go on those platforms and stuff. Periscope was good. I was on it. It was okay. People they did a lot of things and stuff like that. That was back in the early days. Now we got to be careful what we say, or else you're going to get the proverbial banning and all that stuff and stuff like that. Um, and I would say that yesterday was the 30th years Air Force. Oh, congratulations! 30 years for Tony. Holy crap, that's great. I have a nephew that's still in the Air Force, Tony, and he just made chief. He made chief master. He, that's something. 30 years. That's something right there too, Tony. It's like thank you for your thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, from one vet to another, for your service. 30 years serving. It's always good to serve. I did it for 20 years, so that's great, Tony. And day before June 6th, so because June 6th, we'll be talking about it. It's a very significant day today, and as far as that goes. But let's see. Today, currently, we have a temperature of 66 degrees Fahrenheit. 66 degrees Fahrenheit, which equates to 18 degrees Celsius. And congratulations to him. Yeah, he's still serving, and I've told the story about him. He lost his leg over there on the border of Afghanistan and Pakistan when his friend and fellow well, he was an Afghan national that he actually, if all intents and purposes, because he took the blunt of the blast that actually saved his life. Basically, he just lost his leg, but he's still serving with the prosthetic, which is really great. Oh, we got one person on YouTube. Okay, I just seen that on the tote board. So, but thank you. That's the thing that I mean. I can't the stuff that's going on right now, Tony, in the service. I could not imagine back when I was in. It was just the United States, the Soviet Union. That's all everybody was focused on. It was after Vietnam and stuff. Now we got all sorts of shit, and we got all sorts of drama too. But thank you, Tony. But congratulations to you, Tony. 30 years. That's significant. I went 20. You went 30. So, my hat's off to you, sir. But let's see, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius. And it was hot yesterday. I'm feeling the heat this morning. I don't know what we're supposed to get some more rain coming in as far as that goes here. And it's foggy out. It's dense fog. We do have the fog going on out there. And I don't know. The fog is like, I've never seen fog this early before. Of course, we got a lot of moisture. But let's see, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms today. Storms may contain strong gusts of winds. High is 74, so it's going to be lower than the 80-something yesterday. Dude, today's military. I don't know. I can't. You're more in contact with the what the pulse of the military is. I've been out for longer than I was in, so I've been out for over 20 years and stuff. And Ingrat, Tony, hats off to you. Okay. Congrats, Tony. Okay, from Double J's. Okay, thank you, Double J's. Yeah, Double J's is saying congratulations, Tony, too, for your 30 years service. Yeah, I got a good friend. He's actually was in Buffalo here. That we went to fire school together, and his wife was a firefighter. She was one of the first female firefighters in the Air Force back in the day. And he was going to go 30, but he went 28 as a chief master, and he got out because then he became a fire chief at an Air Force base. And Tony says, or Captain Rehab says, congratulations to Tony also. Let's see, gust of winds, high 74, so it'll be lower. I think the humidity, I'm already feeling it's warm here in the house. I got the window open. It's warmer in the house than it is outside. Well, of course, it always should be. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 90%. So we're going to have more chance of rain today than yesterday. Let's see. Our world times the temperature starting in Honolulu, Hawaii, and Tony says thanks to all. We appreciate your service here, sir. I don't take that lightly. So you get some guys, oh, yeah, you just thank me, big deal. Okay. No, I really seriously, that there's a lot of meaning behind that these days as far as that goes. Honolulu, Hawaii at 12:32 a.m. Clear sky, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona at 3:32 a.m. where my nephew lives. My sister's out there, but my nephew is out there also. My two nephews, actually. Phoenix is clear skies, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. In the windy city of Chicago, Illinois at 5:33 a.m. currently there. Cloudy skies, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. In the concrete jungle of New York City, we have sunny and clear at 6:33 a.m., 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's see, down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, Tony gave us a current temperature 71 degrees Fahrenheit, 90 degrees for the high. It's going to be a hot one down there in Georgia. Where's Tony from? Georgia, of course. Down there, the great state of Georgia. 90 for the high, 71. Partly cloudy right now. I don't know. Tina, did you come in with your weather here? Where's Tina? Tina didn't put me. Tina, she always. Oh, there it is. He snuck it in there. Tina, 86 degrees down there in central New Jersey. Oh, you're going to be a little bit cooler. Well, what do we have for a high? 70s. So we're going to be in the 70s. We're still going to be in the 80s and stuff like that. 62 for the low down central New Jersey where Tina's at. Thank you, Tina. Can I check the? No, you can check it. Just Google weather, Boeing, Oregon. Okay. Why? There's something going on. See, Captain Rehab puts that up there. Now he's going to make me look because as if there's something out there in Boeing, Oregon. Is there that actually a place? Weather, current weather. Weather. Is that it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit out in Boring, Oregon. Oh, I get it. Boring, Oregon. I like that one. That's a good one. What the hell? Tony says, what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? And Captain Rehab's laughing. Yeah, I know. He's messing with me. I play with him sometimes, Tony. I'm seeing Boeing and it's actually boring and stuff like that. So Tony goes, geez, I can hear that geez. Oh my God. Tony, I see you broadcast last night. I got to catch that. You were, I caught a little bit at the beginning there. Tony D was on he's on the YouTube and the Rumble with Brian and JoJo. So check out Tony D over there. I caught a little up. I'll catch the rest of it today. I got up last night to go to do the tinkle tinkle in the bathroom there, and I just checked the overnight what was going on, and I saw that you were on. Or actually, I woke up from the couch to go to the bed, so I was before I shut the computer off. I saw that I got the alert that you were on. You guys were live. I said, nah, I saw it on the YouTube there. So good to see you broadcasting here, my friend. And Tony says Captain Rehab ain't. Oh shit! I shouldn't have put that up there. I'm sorry, Captain. Oh, Captain Rehab keeps it. He keeps it real, Tony. He keeps it real a little bit. Yeah, he's. I don't know if you were here. You were here Wednesday. Well, you were here Wednesday, but I don't think you might have been because I know you're at work. But Captain, I made this statement. I'll stand by it. Captain Rehab. He can get serious. He can be a serious guy. I mean, he's had his moments. They're not as much as what we'd probably like, I guess. But he is. We do enjoy his unique presence, I guess you could say. Okay, let's see. That was the weather here in the States across the pond. And Tony says, absolutely. So he agrees with that. See, Captain Rehab? Captain Rehab, he just laughs his ass off. He says, what a bunch of boneheads. I can hear you thinking. Anyway, across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean in Cork, Ireland at 11:37 a.m. Is that rain? No, cloudy skies, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Milan, Italia at 12:37 a.m. Mangia, mangia, mangia in Milan, Italia. That's Milan, Italy. Um, Cloudy skies, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. In see, double J's here. So double J's in your in India, your home country, at 4:07 p.m. in New Delhi. It's cloudy skies with a little clearing, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot in New Delhi. But if we go to Mumbai, that's on the coast at 4:08 p.m. Also, it looks like it's raining, but it's only 84, so it's a little bit cooler on the coast there in India. And in Malaysia at Kuala Lumpur at 6:38 p.m. in the early evening, sunny and clear, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Tokyo, Japan at 7:38 p.m. Cloudy skies with clear sky, with cloudy and a mixture of clouds and clear, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And down under on the great continent and great country of Australia. And we love the people from Australia. They are great people, great friends and allies to the United States. And Melbourne, Australia, at 8:38 p.m., 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Thunderstorms in Melbourne. Wow, thunderstorms. And in Sydney, to the east of Melbourne, Sydney, Australia, at 8:39 p.m. in their evening, mixture of cloud and clearing, 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are world times and temperatures as I speak. And I forgot to say, we do have the morning coffee, and it is delicious, delicious. And I want to say hello to the folks that are watching this and are not in the chat, as well as those people watching on the replay and also listening on the audio replay over there on Spotify for Creators. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And I noticed the folks that are, I'm not about numbers, but I see some numbers attached to the various broadcasting, both live stream and audio. I see that. I appreciate it as far as that goes. It's being recognized here and stuff like that. So thank you from the heart. Our thought for the day comes from a great American poet and essayist, Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman. And he was a beloved American poet, journalist, and essayist who was considered a central figure in American and world literature. He is. He has some great works. He often is called the father of free verse for his poetry style and disregarding traditional rhythm and meters. Oh yeah, there. I think you told us that before, there, Captain Rehab. There's the Walt Whitman Bridge. It's down there in Philly. Yeah, Walt Whitman. He was born in West Hills, New York, and he passed away He was 72 years old in Camden, New Jersey. He's influenced by some other great people, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he was also influenced by Abraham Lincoln. So he had some good, and I like Walt Whitman. There's a lot of good works from Walt Whitman. His quote and our thought for the day goes as follows. Let me get this here. Have you learned the lessons only of those who admire you and were tender with you and stood aside for you? Have you not learned great lessons from those who braced themselves against you and disputed passage with you? Let me read that again. There's a lot of thought in here as far as learning, and I'm always one for learning. Have you learned the lessons only of those who admired you and were tendered with you and stood aside for you? He's asking the question. Have you not learned great lessons from those who brace themselves against you and disputed passage with you? Meaning the people you don't give a crap about and you argue with and you don't care about. You can learn from those folks. My take on learning from those folks is that's how I don't want to be. In some cases, they may have, but we learn from people that are around us. We have teachers, we have mentors, I was talking on the phone the other day to a guy that was my mentor at the day job for 17 years. He made, the 17 years I worked at the day job, I was successful because I had a good mentor. But then again, I looked at the other people on the other side of the coin that you don't agree with and stuff like that, and you can learn from them. That's not how I don't want to be, as far as that goes. So there's a lot of things there, and Tony says, "Well said," and exactly, and so we got to take it. Not all the time, but there's people you disagree with. But the thing is, I'm talking now just disagreement. I'm not talking about the shitheads that you just don't want to associate with. That's how you don't want to be. There's some people you disagree with, okay? Um, um, but there's sometimes you can agree with them on certain things, okay? I'm always one to believe that even though I disagree with somebody, we have more in agreement than we have in disagreement, okay? And so you got to look at both sides of the coins. But the Walt Whitman quote there that I just stated, it encourages us to recognize the true growth and learning coming not only from those that support and agree with you, because you get some people, they just agree with you outright because you got to be careful sometimes of those people because they're just yes people. But also you need to learn and look and keep an open eye. You just don't shun, like, how can I use an example? I don't want to get too deep into this, but we can learn. You can also learn from those who challenge us and stand in opposition. Okay, because sometimes they might spark an idea. It's like, oh, I see, but let's do it. You may not agree here and agree here, but you see the opposition is like, well, you know what? We can go here. So I'm not saying compromise on your core values. Okay, never compromise on your core values. But you got to look at both people. You got to keep it a wide open lens of looking at things. You have people you agree with and stuff like that, but you look at the people you don't agree with. Okay, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. In your view, everybody has a different view. Okay, there's some people that broadcast and stuff like that. I've seen it. It's just like I agree totally with how they do it, but then sometimes it's like, I'm learning from them because I don't agree of how they're going about broadcasting, as far as that goes. Oh, you haven't brought that up in a long time, there, Captain Rehab. And I'm not going to recognize it, but I'm just. Oh, Captain Rehab. He's always the jokester. Always the jokester. So we have agreements and disagreements with people, and we can learn from both. Am I going to learn as much from those other people? No, but you got to keep an open mind. I used to have, if you were the opposite side, I'd say, you don't know squat. Get away from me. Now that I'm older and wiser, and I'm not young and dumb, I could say I'm still dumb, as far as that goes. But I'm a knucklehead, I guess. It just, but you look at other people. We should be learning every single day on things, looking at things and stuff like that. And I want to say thank you to Walt Whitman. God bless and Godspeed. Okay, let's see. We have our National Day today, and I think most of you people know what National Day. Potatoes. Well, disagreements that's a light disagreement. I'm talking about those folks who really totally disagree with the people you really disagree with. Double J's. I would be. I would dare to say that the people that you totally just take the people you totally disagree with. You don't want that's a little bit more than potato. Okay, just saying. There's different levels. That's just my take. Okay, but I see where you're coming from with potato. But we can learn for those people that we don't really agree with. And for me, primarily, I can honestly say there's some broadcasters that I don't agree with them at all because they're talking. And I'm telling you, there's some broadcasters out here that they talk out their ass, and It's a shame that we can't call him out, but I don't want. I'm just going to leave it. It doesn't move the ball forward and stuff. Agree to disagree. Yeah, but there's some people, double J's, that can't agree to disagree. It's their way or the highway. Okay, and you know what I'm talking about. And that those are the type of individuals that they're not. I that's the if there's one thing I learned from that type of person, I don't want to be anything like that individual. The individual doesn't teach me nothing. It just when an individual, we should all have some level of empathy and consideration and kindness. And when it's out there, and just it amazes me sometimes, because I pop in on a lot of other broadcasts and I look at some of these. Why are they watching this person? You must have a pretty, well, then again, you're watching me, so what can I say? So potato then. In that case, I guess with you double J's. Uh, okay, got you. That level is best. Yeah, yeah. That you know what I'm talking about and stuff. I wish everybody the best, no matter what. Okay, but the thing is, you focus on where you're going to become. You're going to have growth. You're going to be a better person, and stuff. And those people that don't emulate that, you learn how not to be that type of person. That's generally this cut and dry there and stuff. Agree to disagree. Yeah, they'll do that, but I'm not going to psychoanalyze it and stuff like that. But we'll move on here. National Day today. Today is a very important day. We have a lot of other ones here. Ooh, those donuts look good, but that bun cake looks good. But we're going to go with today is June 6th. Today is D-Day. Today is the anniversary of D-Day, the return of Allied forces on the European continent to battle an enemy that was really bad, really bad. They have a certain name that I don't like saying. I won't say. There's some people that just arbitrarily say it to somebody, be it a president or a very wealthy man or something like that they're having disagreements. We're not going to talk about that. It's funny. But anyway, D-Day. It's a very important day, and D-Day is on June 6th on the national calendar day, and we honor those greatly who fought the beaches of Normandy, France. And I had an opportunity, and I've said this before on this broadcast. I actually talked to an individual that lived right here in my village that was on the beaches. He was at Omaha Beach, just a little guy. He was talking to him. You would never thought he was on the beaches. He was on the beaches in Normandy, right in the thick and thin of it. How he survived, he still didn't know. He's since passed away. He passed away several years back, and I think of him. I think of him often. And we had. I remember the last time talking to him was right here on the side lawn and stuff like that, because he owns a property in the back there. I see his son takes care of it, and they're getting ready to. When he mows the lawn in the back there, I catch his son there. It's a little bit of a character, but the gentleman he told me he was on the beaches and stuff like that, and I didn't think I was going to get an answer, but I said, "What was it like?" We got sirens. Who we got going? Isn't it ambulance? Yeah, ambulance. I asked him what it was like, and he said he said I don't really know. I was there, and the thing is, when you're on the beach and you saw what was going on, pretty much it was just stay behind one. They got these crisscross iron barriers there to prevent the landing ships to come in. You hunker down behind one of those, and what is it? My goodness! Oh, Fred Stoner, hey. me see here. Yeah, it should be frightening because you're going to be. I don't. You got to understand there, Fred. Um, you just disrespect me by using that term in my broadcast. I know there's other you can say that in other places and stuff, but your first time chatter here. So we're going to take care of something here, my friends. Just bear with me for a minute. That's just a minute. I'm taking care of something, Captain Rehab. I don't have to, my guy. Um, oh, let's see if we can do it this way here. How do I get there? Just presented me with a new problem here, so we'll take care of it. First, let's check you out here. We got somebody in here that has a strong opinion that. How come I can't? Oh, okay. I can't see his thing here. Let's see. Okay, we'll go it this way. Let's see. How come I can't? Oh, okay. We do it this way. Let's see. Mute user. And then. Okay, we got it taken care of. All right. We just had a disrupted person over there on. We had a disrupted person over there on the which is the first. We had disrupted a person I didn't really care for over on the Rumble, so I took care of that. So it's cleaned up on aisle three, and I'll just leave it at that stuff. Um, but the allies fought against somebody that there's a term being used, and this person used it in the thing. So that's an automatic boot. So just to get I was just taking care of something that I don't normally take care of over on the Rumble side. But he wants to have a discussion. He doesn't understand the format here. That I'm here we're just a meet and greet. We're not here to get into any deep subjects, and I'm not going to entertain that. He did interrupt me. I apologize, and it just I'm not used to that. I'm used to it being on Twitch, YouTube, X Live, and all that, but not this. So that was a first, and it's just an individual that has a strong opinion, and it's like, good, you can take it somewhere else. We're not going to get that deep into it, stuff like that. So, but D-Day, getting back to it is a historical. This historical day is a reminder of the day troops of Allied forces staged one of the most pivotal attacks against Germany during World War II. And that's the thing we got against Germany. There's a term being used there that people use, and I put in the category as the N word. There's two N words that I don't use, so you can guess what they are. Pretty much what they are. Anybody that uses those words are very ignorant, in my opinion, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. As far as especially using the most current one that's being used right now by people, that they don't understand what that represents. As far as that goes. So on this day, we're remembering and celebrating those folks that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And very seriously, I stated, as far as I talked with somebody, I know we have problems these days internationally and stuff like that. Are we going to solve them by just outrightly blurting out crap in a chat room? No, because it's obvious. The guy I just took care of, he has a strong opinion. I have an opinion. I just learned from something. There's still people like that out there. Fine, take it to somebody else's broadcast. I don't. You're not welcome here. Okay, it's a little bit too strong this early in the morning. We have people on Rumble that have very strong opinions, which is fine. That's why Rumble is here. But these people have to realize that there's people on Rumble that don't necessarily have to entertain them. Okay, so see you later. We'll leave it at that. Okay, but the Battle of Normandy was executed under the code name Operation Overlord and became known as the beginning of the end of World War II. The battle took place, was along a 50-mile stretch of beaches. Hang on for a minute. I'll be right there. I'm getting something for show and tell. And I think I brought these out before. So let me see. Let me get them set up here. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we got these. I've got these. And this goes to show you how serious I take Normandy. They landed on the beaches. One of the beaches was Gold Beach. This is the sand from Gold Beach. Right there. Gold Beach. That's the sand from Gold Beach. Sands from Sword Beach. These contain the sands of Normandy Beach. Gold Beach, Sword Beach, Juno Beach. Those are the beaches the British, Canadians, and the Allies landed on. The beaches where there was 150,000 folks that took part in this operation. The beaches that the Americans landed on, Utah Beach. This is actual sand from Normandy Beach that was given to me by someone that visited over there. He brought the sands back. That's Utah Beach. And this is the one where the gentleman I was talking, I almost said his name, the gentleman that I had a great opportunity and probably one of the biggest moments of my life talking to somebody. That sands from Omaha Beach. Omaha Beach, the U.S. forces were cut down drastically at the very beginning. It took them 2 hours to clear it, but there was a lot of lives lost at Omaha Beach. So these are the sands of Normandy Beach. Where I worked at, there was a gentleman, and he happened to be a Canadian, and he had a display similar to these. And I took great pride of always. I told him when I'd always go by his office, I would always stop to look at that from the hallway, and he took he took that very seriously, because when it ended up about a year or two later where he left the site, he came to me and he gave me these containers. He told me the story. He went to Omaha and he brought back sand that he wanted to. Very moving, and this day is very, very important. I don't want to drop these here. Let me put these off to the side. So I have a bit of French soil. I don't know how legal that is, but okay, Tina. See you later. And Captain Rehab says the movie Saving Private Ryan is part. Yeah, it is about D-Day. It's when they landed. Matter of fact, the opening scenes to Saving Private Ryan, that gives you my impression of that. I've watched that movie a couple times, Captain Rehab. That's the closest you can come to actually feeling what it was like to go to the beaches. You might watch it tonight. The opening scene was Omaha Beach. Exactly. And $12 million to film with 1,500 background actors. Wow, that's something. Um, that's a great movie and stuff like that. So I don't take D-Day very um, lightly as far as remembering it. It is a day that we should remember, like um, Pearl Harbor, also like 9/11. It's right up there. The Battle of Normandy was executed under the operation code name Operation Overlord and became known as the beginning of the end of World War II. The battle took place, again, was along a 50-mile stretch of sand beaches. And that's, I just showed you some of the sands of those beaches. Um, while many explanations exist for their names, many have believed the word day means nothing more than a countdown of the day and hour of the assault. U.S., Britain, and Canadians sent more than 150 to 160,000 Allied troops under the leadership of General Dwight Eisenhower. The troops manned more than 5,000 ships, 13,000 aircraft the day of the initial landing and is considered one of the largest amphibious landings in history. So that happened today. So that's our national day as far as that goes. So there we have it. And despite the interruption, or distraction, I should say, that's what I'm calling it, distraction. I may just try to do something. I'll do that on break. Let's see, we're at 50 minutes. I think we got time for the sports here. Oh no, let's go. Let's do 100 years ago. No, let's do the sports first. Let's do the sports first. NBA action. Captain Rehab there. He's right on cue there. The Indiana Pacers on the opening game won, I guess, in a dramatic ending, which I have not seen. I'll have to check out the YouTube of it. They won 111 to 110 by 1 point. So there's a lot of. It sounds like it's going to be a good series. So, and then Captain Rehab just commenting here on it. We'll have to look at it as far as that goes. And the next game will be Sunday, it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, Sunday at 8 o'clock. Pacers are still down there, Oklahoma. But the Pacers take a 1-0 lead as far as that goes in the series. Let's see, Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball. Let's see. Oh, must be cleaning cat boxes here. Starting Wednesday night, we had the Phillies. They lost to the Blue Jays there, Captain Rehab. Wednesday night. Yankees lost to the Guardians Wednesday night. Ugh. And what did the Mets do? Mets they beat the Dodgers 6-1. Oh, right. Man, the Mets and Dodgers are already talking about that being a potential National League playoff game, I guess, for the National League Championship. I guess the Mets are a hot hand right now. Yesterday we had the Phillies lost again to the Blue Jays there, Captain Rehab, 9-1. Don't know what's going on there. Mets, Dodgers squeaked by the Mets 6-1. That must have been a good game. And then the Yankees, they beat the Guardians 4-0. For today's play on Friday, the Phillies looks like they're hosting the Pirates. They start today at 6:40 for down there in Philly for Captain. Or no, actually they're in Pittsburgh. Yeah, they're in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Pirates are hosting them. The New York Mets are out in Colorado playing the Rockies tonight at 8:40. And where are the Yankees? The Yankees are off before they start their weekend. Let's see, going into the weekend tomorrow, it will be Phillies and Pirates, so that's going to be the weekend series for them. And then the Yankees and Red Sox. Oh, wow, that should be a good one. Red Sox come into Yankee Stadium. And Mets will be they're playing the Rockies. So that's the setup as far as Mets, Rockies, Yankees, Red Sox this weekend as far as that goes. And we'll see what happens. And Boys of summer keep on going on. This weekend, UFL football is all over with. They have the teams that are going to be going. And this Sunday is the conference championships, the XFL conference and the USFL conference that makes up the United Football League. Sunday at 3 p.m., ABC, ESPN is going to be showing the Michigan Panthers and Stallions. Who are you picking in that, Captain Rehab? I'm picking the Panthers. I think Tony's picking he's picking this Birmingham. Let's see. Tony's picking Birmingham.
In honor of Kelvin.
What's that?
I'm picking the Panthers in honor of Kelvin.
Oh. The missus is chiming in. She's picking the Michigan Panthers. What are you taking, Captain Rehab? You're taking the Stallions? Okay, you're taking Birmingham. Okay, I'm taking Michigan. So me and the missus are taking Michigan. The second and that the Birmingham, they're favored by 1.5 points. 6 o'clock Sunday on Fox. It's the DC Defenders against the St. Louis Battlehawks. Of course, I'm taking St. Louis, and I think Tony took St. Louis. I got to check on the thing there. Who are you taking, Captain Rehab? You taking St. Louis or DC? DC, okay. And just so you know, St. Louis is favored by 2 points. I think, did Tony take TC? Did you take, Tony, are you still there? Oh, that's how I could do it. Let me check this here. Let's see what this is. Let's see. Hang on for a second here, folks. Well, we wait. See if Tony's still there. Tony, are you still there? I know he pops in and out because of let's see. That's interesting. I don't know if Tony's still there or not. Is Tony still there? No, I don't think he's still there. Let me see something here. Okay, not there. Okay. Okay. Let me check this out here. Oh, I didn't want that. That's from I misclicked something there. That's from our bonehead commentator that wanted to disrupt us a little bit there. Okay, folks. Let's see. I think Tony took DC. I'll have to check. I know he made the picks there. Oh no, you know what? He sent me the picks. That's where he sent me. Let me check the DM here. Okay, yeah, he took DC. Okay, so Tony D took DC, and Birmingham. Captain Rehab took Birmingham and DC, and I took Michigan. So I'm taking the opposite. So you, Captain Rehab, you and Tony are on the same board there, as far as that goes. And how did that get in there? So, okay. So that's the UFL football game there that's happening and stuff. So let's back up. Let's do history. Usually do history first, but we'll say history is pretty interesting. We already talked about history today being D-Day, but some other things that happened in history. of course, is 100 years ago today. So we're going to go ahead and do 100 years ago, and then we're going to go on a break. Let's see. We got from Fox 40. Full disclosure, I have no association with Fox 40. My favorite segment, the Wander. Hey, Wander. Oh, sorry. I pegged out the mic there. The Wandering Australian. Hey, how we doing, my friend? Glad to have you here. Perfect timing. Yes, perfect timing. I glad to have you here, mate. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Coming in on the Twitch side, and thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. The Wandering Australian. Hope all is well with you, sir. Okay, let's get this set up. And he says, the Wandering Australia says, yes, good to see you. Good to see you. Always great to see the people from Australia here. We got a couple people that pop in here now and then, and I greatly appreciate it there. And thank you very much. Okay, let's see. 100 years ago here. Let's get this set up to present, to share, and we'll go ahead and play once I get it up on the board. There we go. Here we go. Enjoy.
Thank you, Michael. Tonight we continue our segment on sharing some of Broome County's past. The Triple Cities Marble Champion dropping out from the competition. Broome County historian Roger Luther has this story and more in tonight's installment of 100 Years Ago Today, brought to you by UHS.
100 years ago today, Binghamton's meteorologist says that no relief from the current heat wave is anticipated for at least 24 hours. With temperatures above 92 degrees, several people were overcome by the heat yesterday and today in various parts of the city. The National Marble Tournament is underway at Atlantic City, and Howard Reeve, the Triple Cities Marble Champion, reported from there today that he will have to withdraw from the contest. He said his shooting thumb is swollen on account of it being hit by a baseball last week. And finally, lightning struck and destroyed a barn in West Colesville last night while the owners were in the barn milking cows. It knocked the cows over, but they all survived. Barn burned to the ground. And that was the news, June 4th, 1925.
The cows got out. The cows got out. Thank God. Thank God the cows got out safely as far as that goes. And yeah, my goodness. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. And Wandering Australia says about the cows getting out for the fire there. And yeah, it's sort of funny 100 years later, you know, you just say you can just picture the cows running out. But that was big news back in the day. And such. That was funny, and a funny news 100 years. Yeah, it was funny as far as the cows there, the lightning strike, which happens West Colesville, that's outside Binghamton, New York, and you know they're milking the cows, and you know, in a rainstorm, thunderstorm, and but I guess it must have been a big hit because the cows they fell over. It's like, okay, but they all survived. They got there. The one thing I liked was, we talked about this before, the Marble Championships. They had the national championships down. The National Marble Championship still takes place here in the United States, down in Atlantic City. And let's see. Wandering Australian says the poor old mate and the saw thumb have to withdraw. Oh, the marble tournament. Yeah, the marble tournament. They still do the marble tournament here in the United States in Atlantic City, but the British and World Marble Championships is it's a knockout tournament that takes place. It's been taking place and dates back to 1588. That's how long they've been doing this. They do this over in the UK. Wandering Australian. It's held in Greenhound Public House in Tensley Green, West Sussex. Okay, so they have the World Championships still go on to this day, but they had the Marble Championships date back to 1588. I've lost most of my marbles, so haven't we all? I liked it. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That is good. So I'm amazed that they back in the day in this area they took the marble championships really serious as far as that goes. And so there it is from Roger Luther, our 100 years ago history segment. And let's see the other history that's in the news or that happened on this day. You know, D-Day, we had the cows falling over from a lightning strike, the marble championships. What else happened in history? Let's see. As soon as my browser gets loaded up here and the like, let's see. Our history, we have the first, this is back in 1933, the first drive-in theater opened in Camden, New Jersey with an outdoor movie screen and a large parking area where customers viewed the films from the privacy of the comfort of their cars. Something still being done today in a couple, there's not that many of the drive-in theaters anymore. In 1969, the first internet connection was created when network control protocol packets were sent from a data port of one IMP mini computer to another, a development that the Department of Defense Advanced Research Project Agency made to interconnect machines across the country. So that was the internet was derived from a project that the U.S. military was doing. Who could forget 1984? Who hasn't played this game? In 1984, the video game Tetris was released. That was a big one. I still play that occasionally. And let's see, on the AP side, of course, we have D-Day. D-Day was today. And let's see. Man, this Surface 3 is running slow. Let's see. Just want to recognize that we have 4 people on Rumble. Thank you, Rumble. Rumble rocks. You got 1 on Locals, 1 on YouTube. Six. There's 6 people on the Twitch. Thank you very much for those folks that are on the Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. And we have nobody. Well, I'm not sure who. Let's see. Let's check on the Facebook. Who do we have on Facebook? We got Tony who gave us a comment there. Thank you, Tony. I like that comment. And X Live. Who do we have on X Live? We have 5 people on X Live. Thank you, folks, on X Live. And on Kick, we probably don't have anybody. We don't have anybody on Kick, but we're on Kick anyways. We're on 7 platforms. The network of 7 platforms, folks. I'm starting to like to say that, but I got to be careful how I say it because there is another network that that does broadcast it. I like, and I don't want to create any drama between me and the other network channel. No, I'm not a network. I'm just a bonehead doing a broadcast here. Let's see. Let's finish up the history here. What do you reckon, mate? Bills in the Super Bowl again? Well, they got it. Bills in the Super Bowl again. They're going to try again. That's the key thing. They're trying again. They haven't gotten there yet. Wandering Australia. Yeah, I'm hoping for. We'll see. Season was still a couple months away from preseason. So let's see. In 1939, the first Little League baseball game was played in Luddy Lumber. As Luddy Lumber defended Lyle Dairy 28-8 in the Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So the first Little League game took part in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and that's where they have the World Little League Championships. It's, I guess, ABC Sports broadcast those, or maybe it was Fox this last time. So that's what we got in that's what we have in history. And just as a note there, I did do the audio podcast yesterday on Spotify for Creators, at Fireman Rich over there on Spotify for Creators. We do the audio twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, except every other Tuesday we do the Mixcloud, where I play a wannabe radio DJ and I present 8 mostly rock and roll songs. But we did do the audio podcast yesterday, and we talked about how the trees around volcanoes can actually pre-warn of an eruption. And I guess I presented an article on yesterday's audio podcast, and I can get to the article, but this, oh, there it is. There's the trees. Let's see if I can get to it here real quick on here. I'm almost have to use my my regular main desk computer here that I'm using for the broadcast to get this up. My Surface 3 is slower than dirt. Let's see. I'm almost there. We're getting there. One more, and we are there. Yeah, trees can warn us when volcanoes are ready to erupt. So the study goes. NASA satellites can read the signals from the trees. And what happens is, before an eruption, we just had an eruption here recently in Sicily. Mount Etna erupted. Well, I guess what they're seeing is this from the satellite view, the trees, they're greener because before the volcano erupts, it's spewing out more CO2. Trees like CO2. They take it in and they give us oxygen. And so there's a high concentration of CO2, which creates more greenery. It's a lot greener around the volcano. So I guess when they see that from a satellite, they can predict that, hey, there's going to be an eruption here within a short amount of time. As far as the actual date, I don't know. They didn't say that in the article, but it was a very interesting article that for about 10% of the global population that live near an active volcano, active and potentially dangerous volcano, help may be forthcoming. Unlike the unlikely source is trees. In advance of volcano eruption, carbon dioxide gases are released from the magma below the earth. The trees absorb it, becoming green and vibrant, a change that, if tracked by satellite, could be used to improve early warning and detection systems. So we got into that a little bit, and that was pretty interesting as far as that goes. Because I wonder if they could do that in some form or way with earthquakes. But earthquakes, I don't know, what generates the energy for an earthquake? It's got to be from the core of the center of the earth, That's got to be done by magma and stuff. I don't know. Maybe along the fault line. Maybe they need to track the greenery. Does the greenery get green around the San Andreas Fault out in California? Just saying. Let's see. The shiftings of the tectonic plates. Okay, that's right. Thank you, Wandering Australian. That's right. You have a lot of those down in Australia, right? Australia being a continent on its own, it's just shifted all over the place. Do you guys have a lot of earthquakes down in Australia? I know there was one I remember years back at Christchurch, and a good former broadcaster that I knew that used to be here. He's a lot older now, so he doesn't do the broadcast. He knew a lot of people out there in Christchurch. It was years ago. It was more than 10 years ago. There was a real bad earthquake as far as that goes. So I haven't really heard of any earthquakes since they're taking place in Australia. But that particular part of the world, there's a lot of plates shifting. It's the ring of fire, I guess you could say. So so that was a pretty interesting article, I thought, yesterday. And that's what I do on the Morning Coffee audio podcast every Tuesdays and Thursdays. I bring out an interesting article concerning science, space, good stories, interesting stories as far as that goes. And I try and keep it interesting here and stuff like that, because you already know what the garbage news is. I don't want to waste any time with the garbage news. You could take one particular subject of the garbage news and spend freaking hours. And there's other broadcasters that do that. So God bless them for doing that. But we're on a set time limit here, and a couple hours, but we got a lot and I like to interact with the people in chat. But we get every once in a while an individual that comes in that wants to take over and stuff. Yeah, the shifting of the tectonic plates there. That's what. Captain Rehab said that. Oh, okay. That's Captain Rehab that said that. How come I thought Wandering Australia did? Yes, not so friendly. Yeah, we know. I just laugh at that. That's something, that person's going to have to learn. He's going to learn from me. Somebody, but everybody's got an opinion and stuff. There's a time and place for that type of discussion and stuff like that. Not here, okay? And if he was here, if he knew the history of this broadcast, he'd know that sometimes you don't want to bring that crap into a broadcast and stuff. It's not worth it. It's once in a great while we'll entertain certain things, but that aside, I'm going to go ahead and take a break here, folks. Let's see. We're sitting at 1 hour. Oh, 1 hour and 14 minutes. Holy crap. Where did the last 20 minutes go? Wow. Okay, so we'll be back, and then we'll look over the, what's going on in the southern tier of upstate New York here. And as far as that goes, hey, Jackie, what you doing, Jackie? I got Jackie and Buggy here. All right, folks, we'll be right back, and just hang loose, and see you in a couple minutes here. And we're back. We are back. Okay, we're back. Oh, let me see something here. This stalled out on me. Let's go ahead and start this back up on the big screen. There, we got that back up. Okay, now we're back. We are back here on Rumble Studios. I am Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here for the Friday morning coffee and for 06.06.2025 at Rumble Video broadcast. And we are on 7 platforms, a network of 7 platforms, as I start to like to say. But there's another network there that I don't know. They're not showing as many shows, which they're going through a change. So we're thinking about them as far as they do have some good shows over there, and just sort of, when you notice a good bunch of people not being present and stuff like that as much as they used to be, it's hopefully they can work through they got some good. I'm talking about Nonsensical Network. Glick and his gang over there on Nonsensical Network and stuff. He's got some good shows. He's got Glick's House of Music. He's got the Saturday Night Challenge here. As far as that goes, you can come in. He's broadcasting for 6 hours and stuff. So I want to throw him. He's got the sports program he does with the gentleman that he's a Buffalo Bills fan. They're very knowledgeable on sports, just like Tony and Captain Rehab. So those are the people I really appreciate to associate with here on the live stream and such, that interesting individuals and stuff like that. So just want to give a shout out to the Nonsensical Network. Check them out. I usually watch them on YouTube. Just look in the search in the I actually follow them. So but you can go on YouTube or on Twitch. Twitch, Nonsensical Network in the search field, and you can check them out there. And as far as that goes, they're a good bunch, like I said. And me and Glick had a thing going back about what networks is and stuff like that. He has a network of shows. I just jokingly say, well, I got a network of channels. So who doesn't? If you're doing the multicasting, I never really did. I was always straightforward. I was always be on Blab, or just when Haps came, it'd be just Blab Haps. I was on Periscope, but I didn't do the multicasting. But got into the multicasting because our good friend Tony D there, he is a strong advocate of being the multicaster, and as far as that goes. So, all right, we're on the second half here. I got my second cup of coffee. It would not be a morning coffee broadcast if we did not have the morning coffee, and it's tasting mighty fine as far as that goes. So let's see. We got over on Fox 40. Some of these things I'm going to be presenting are from certain local news agencies on their webpage. Full disclosure, I have no association with them. I'm just showing them to give people that are watching this broadcast an idea what it is like here in the southern tier of upstate New York, my neck of the woods. And we start out with Fox 40, where we always have 100 years ago, and it's always a good broadcast. That's always a good segment. Let's see, what do we got for news here on Fox 40? Is that a video? Oh, here we go. When did this?
Plans are moving forward.
Let's see. This is, we talked about this.
To bring a ship.
I know. Hang on. We'll get it set up here. We have a new. I talk about this place. It's called the Oakdale Commons. Oakdale Commons is up there in Johnson City. It used to be the mall. They're revitalizing the mall, and it's being. They have a good box store, sporting goods store, and they've got some good restaurants up there too. The one I love to we go me and the missus is called the Beer Tree um, in Johnson City. Great place. You get a good beer, and they got a great cheeseburger, best cheeseburger in Southern Tier, I think, in my opinion. But we have also Five Guys there. There's Buster's. I don't really care for Buster's; it's too loud. I haven't tried their food yet, but there's Chipotle, and there's a lot of good restaurants. Here's another one. People say, "Well, this is a fast food restaurant." So what are you talking about, Rich? Just like it's just fast food. Yeah, but it's good fast food, and this is a good one that I like, and that is Chick-fil-A, a project at Oakdale Commons moving forward. They're making targeted for 2026-27 opening. Let's see what this one's about here.
And are moving forward to bring a Chick-fil-A to the Oakdale Commons. Mark Newman of Spark JC LLC, owners of the Oakdale Commons, confirmed there is a signed contract with the popular fast food chain. However, Newman stressed that the deal is not yet finalized and is contingent upon, quote, checking a few more boxes. Newman was unable to provide further details on the future measures. Johnson City Mayor Marty Meany confirmed the Zoning Board of Appeals approved a side variance submitted by Spark LLC at its May 19th meeting. Newman says that he is optimistic that a Chick-fil-A will be open in Johnson City in 2026 and definitely by 2027.
So the difference between this and
Further,
they got the key bank up there too, of course. But the difference between this report and then what was I was stated, they weren't sure. There was an undisclosed company that was moving in as an eatery. This is more confirmation that we are getting a Chick-fil-A. Of course, here in Owego, New York, we're getting a Taco Bell too, so that's always good. This is like it's about time. But I guess they have to put these. They do surveys, they do studies to say, oh, we're going to make money, and I guess Chick-fil-A says, hey, we can make money, and why not? The Southern Tier around Binghamton, New York, and even here in Tioga County is very vibrant, and as far as that goes. So that's a good story right there of a Chick-fil-A coming soon here to the Southern Tier of upstate New York. And let's see, what else we got on there? Oh, here's a good story. Let's get this one.
students in the
We have here in New York State a educational organization called BOCES in Broome County and in Tioga County, and they are doing a little bit of a celebration here. They're doing a career technical excellence certification ceremony. So let's see what this is about. Graduation is coming up here, and this is a ceremony. I guess it's similar. So let's see what this one's about.
Students in the BOCES Career and Technical Excellence Program are awarded with certificates of completion for their trade classes. 542 students received their certificates of completion for their respective trades, including programs like criminal justice, culinary and hospitality careers, and cosmetology. Over $20,000 in scholarships were also awarded to several students from several local businesses and service organizations. Along with friends and families cheering them on, the students were grateful for the programs that they studied with and were able to complete in their final year of high school.
I'd say it's a really great opportunity. It can really change your perspective on school, and it's a really different atmosphere with all of the schools that come together and being able to do more hands-on projects than just the normal classwork and tests and stuff.
Okay, so there's one graduate of BOCES, and it's basically the trade schools and stuff like that. And oh my Lord, look at this. We've got the Ted Hicks. Oh, Let me stay in my chair. I almost fell out of my chair here. Good morning to Fireman Rich, Mrs. R, and friends. Love the New York. And there you go, Ted. You got a good morning from the missus.
Morning.
Yep. And hashtag morning coffee. Yeah, hashtag morning coffee. Hashtag salute. And hashtag congratulations to Tony D. Back in the building. Yes, you're back in the building. When are you going to broadcast, my friend? I saw Tony was on last night with Brian and JoJo on the YouTube and Rumble and whatever. I saw it this morning. Was waking up. I got to watch the rest of it and stuff. When are you going? You're busy. You got to be busy because you've been scarce. But it's great to see you. I hope all is well. Miss talking with you. You're at work right now, aren't you? Because I know you take the train, or you're heading in on the. You should be at work right now, or no, you're at broadcasting. Oh, you're broadcasting? What's the arrow? What's that? What do you mean by that? Oh, soon. Oh, I like that. I didn't see. I saw the arrow, but it says broadcasting soon. Let me ask you. Do you have time to come up? Or no, you're busy. I know you're busy. It's you're working from home. I don't know. Can you come up? I'm going to ask you the question. I'll send you the link. I haven't talked to you in ages, my friend. Oh my God. Now, see, this is where I don't mind the interruption because Ted Hicks is a good friend as far as it goes. We had a little bit of a person that had a strong opinion on something that they got to read the room before you come into the room, so to speak. I'm trying to be nice as far as that goes, but you're going to be broadcasting soon. Of course, you do the late night broadcast like Tony does. Working from home next week, come up. Okay. You're more whenever you want to come up. It's just like an app. You, Tony, and Glick and the guys that we've known for you. You got an automatic come up. I stop what I'm doing if you guys want to come up. As far as that goes, I greatly appreciate you being here though in the chat. Ted Hicks, and thank you, sir. Thank you. You're fantastic. Ted Hicks is one of the good guys I like to talk about, and he's a fellow New Yorker. Raised my coffee cup to Ted Hicks this morning, and I think I've met him. When did I meet you? I think I met you through through Tony, because I don't know if you were doing you're doing the Thursday night broadcast, I think on Haps, and then you did it afterwards or something like that. And I know you're busy with things as far as that goes, but I'm you just made my day. You just made my day, Ted. Thank you. And all the other people in chat are saying, "Well, what are we? Are we just?" No, I really appreciate everybody in the chat. But when you don't see anybody, like Wandering Australian, he was here. I don't see him that often, but it's great to see you guys as far as the touch base and to know that you're doing fine and stuff like that. So greatly appreciate as far as that goes. Let's see. What else do we got here? I think that's it for Fox 40. Let's see. I'm just like a kid in a candy store when I don't see somebody for a while and they come back. It's tough. What's that? Oh, I thought you were saying something. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Anything else on Fox 40? We have. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. So let's go to WEBO. That's the radio station I listen to here. They don't have anything in the news, right? Nothing of interest. Let's see if we turn into. No, not seeing anything locally here on Fox or on WEBO. Is a radio station here in Owego, New York. They got a good bunch of radio stations as far as that goes. I listened to WEBO yesterday along with 95.3, The Bridge out of Bradford, Pennsylvania, right across the border here. Let's see, WNBF. News. That's out of Binghamton. Let's see, nothing there either. Okay, so that's slow. Let's see, WBNG Channel 12. That's the local Channel 12 is in Johnson City. It's right down the road from the Oakdale Commons, and I'm not seeing anything of. Oh, let's see. Checking the articles, and let's see. Five Oneonta landmarks to receive 5 state historical marker. What's this about? Is that in? Okay, this is I like historical. Like I keep on talking. Last week we were at the Richardson Hotel up there in Buffalo, which is it's a historical site. It's been up there for over 100 years. They took a portion of it to make the hotel, and this is something concerning a historical site where historical marker signs. Let's go ahead and see what this one's about. And on WBNG, this is out of Oneonta, which is you could say it's in the southern tier. It's up the road from Binghamton. Let's go ahead and hear what this one has to say.
System to the oldest surviving school, the city of Oneonta is getting help from New York State to commemorate local landmarks. 12 News' Daniel Kern learned which locations will have the city's history on display.
The Greater Oneonta Historical Society announced the upcoming additions this summer of 5 New York State historical marker signs coming to prolific locations around the city. The unveilings of these new signs will increase community knowledge on Southern Tier history.
So what we most look forward to with the historical markers and their unveilings is really an opportunity to bring the community together and share unique aspects of Oneonta's history with our community.
The famous blue and yellow signs will be posted at the current and former sites of the Center Street School, the oldest surviving school building in Oneonta, the Red Caboose honoring Oneonta's history of railroads, the 6th Ward highlighting a diverse immigrant community, the Ford Mansion, former home of railroad investor E.R. Ford, and the McDonald Tavern, Oneonta's first post office, which later served as a hotel and bar.
There's a value in learning about these things because it furthers what we know about Oneonta. It's not just, oh, this is everything in the present and this is everything that we're seeing. There's so much to unpack about what was here and what Oneonta could be even.
This marks the continuation of an initiative to highlight the city's historic landmarks. Oneonta received the first state landmark sign in 2023 and 6 more in 2024. The Historical Society says these signs have helped further education in the community.
The impact has been significant, to say the least. We have people come into the History Center all the time and say, oh, I saw this historical marker. I'm so glad that there's something commemorating, the D&H Roundhouse or the D&H train station.
The unveiling ceremonies at the 5 locations will take place on several dates scattered throughout the summer. Daniel Curran, 12 News, Otsego.
So there we have it. Oneonta to receive state historical landmarks for several buildings, and you can see from that building right there. That's old architecture right there. That's what I like to see right there. As far as and the blue markers, they have them here. There's several of them throughout the village here and stuff. But it's always great to see these historical sites still surviving here years later and stuff like that, because it does. It teaches us and reminds us of a time of old, and we're, of course, we're more modern. It's like, oh, okay, that's an old brick building. We don't need it there. If it still can function, why not? Because I love all things that are historical. We learn from history as far as that goes, and such. So, what the hell is this? Okay. So there we are up in Oneonta, which is probably, you go up Route 81, or it's 88. It's Interstate 88 at a diagonal. It's about an hour's northeast. It's been between Binghamton and Albany up there. There's a couple colleges up there as far as Oneonta State, part of the SUNY, and Hartwick. I think my sister-in-law went to Hartwick as far as that goes. Okay, let's see. That was on WBNG. Let's see. Is there anything else on WBNG? Again, full disclosure, I have no association with with the with these news agencies. I'm just presenting um, what it looks like here in the southern tier of upstate New York, as far as that goes. Let's see. Elementary students visit Binghamton University, and this gives you an idea. Binghamton University is actually in Vestal, New York. We'll go ahead and show this one. This is Binghamton University is a major university here that uh, it's right in our backyard here, and it's a very significant part of the community. And let's see, we got elementary students visiting Binghamton. They may want to go there after high school, so why not visit a university, a major university? You know, it's not Syracuse, it's not Ohio State or Florida State, uh, but it is a university, a full-fledged university that's there's they if you ever see the Progressive commercials on TV. Flo, she's the insurance lady there, the main person. She graduated from Binghamton University. There's a sports program on ESPN where there's two gentlemen talking. Pardon, pardon something. I don't know. Ted Hicks, if you're still there, the one there's two gentlemen, a black gentleman and a white gentleman. The white gentleman, I think he's Canadian. He went to Binghamton University, so it is a pretty. It's a diamond. It's a pretty good university as far as that goes. So let's go ahead and see what this one is about.
And Brookside Elementary students got the chance to check out the STEM labs at Binghamton University. The university hosts tours for local elementary schools to spark an interest in areas of youth to pursue a career in science, technology, engineering, and math. Students got to check out the school's engineering fabrication labs, the Binghamton University Mars rover, along with the arts and mathematics departments. This also gives the students a chance to see more than just the athletics the campus has to offer.
Often find that area families haven't had an opportunity to visit campus, or if they've come for maybe a performing arts event or a basketball game. This gives them an opportunity to see really the educational spaces at the university.
Over 70 students made the visit to Binghamton's campus on Thursday morning.
Bryson Wilkinson is like any other.
Okay, it jumped out real quick there. Okay, that jumped out real quick. Sorry about that. But Binghamton University, a great educational facility, and I've been there a couple times. One of the most noted visits. There's a group a long time ago. The Driftless Pony Club played there. You can look them up on the music and stuff. They had some good music there. It's not a predominant band, but they Wheezy Waiter, who's on YouTube, he was part of that group, and I got a chance to meet Wheezy Waiter at the Binghamton University. So they have some interesting stuff that goes on there at the university. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? And then let's see. We already did the Chick-fil-A. Okay, let's see. Let's check WAAL. That's a radio station here, 99.1 FM. That's they have the same thing as WNBF. They're two radio stations up there in Binghamton. One's a news radio station, and the other one, the Whale, is a classic rock radio station. I listen to them online. Let's see, Channel 34. What do we got? Anything? Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. Lawsuit, New York Fire, COs on. No, that's garbage news. Upstate. Okay, that's nothing there. Okay, so nothing there. WENY, that's out in Elmira to the west of where I'm at. And I am not seeing anything out there as far as that goes. Wineglass Race Series shares. No, that's not interesting there. So there's nothing there. Let's see, on Channel 18, that's another news agency that's out there in Elmira. And they don't have anything. They're talking about today's thunderstorms, which, let's see. There's nothing there on the news. So let's see. Penny Saver. That was during Memorial Day. That's last week. Another radio station I listened to, 92.5 KGB. That's out of Binghamton. That's a Binghamton Rock channel. There's nothing there. Nothing on KISS 104. What's that goodbye? Oh, hang on. Let me see. Let's see. Allow ads. Let's go ahead and say pause for the time being. Okay, come on. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. What's this one on? This is on 104. How come that's not on WNBF? Let me check WNBF pages again. Let me refresh it just to make sure. No, they don't have it on there. So that's the one that's the article on 104 is about the demolition of the old IBM site. That's continuing and stuff like and ongoing. I worked there. That's the birthplace of IBM, but they're tearing it down now. IBM pulled out years back. They got out of manufacturing, but IBM is Endicott, New York, is where IBM got started. And there's, let's see, up there in Buffalo at 106.5, their channel. I'm not seeing anything on there. Or WBLK Power 93.7 out of Buffalo. These are all radio stations I listen to. And let's see. What was the date on this? June 6th. Oh, we got flags at half mast here in New York State. Okay, in New York State. This is out of Buffalo, Power 93.3. Let's go ahead and read this article. This is interesting because they got flags at half staff here in New York State, which they're for people that have passed away and all that and alike. And let's see, how am I going to present? Oh, I got to present this first. Let's go present. And yeah, New York flags are at half staff. Let's see. Yeah, there they are. Flags across New York State will be lowered at half staff immediately. For what reason? Well, let's find out. I got to read this article here. As we end the week here up there in Buffalo, New York, that's where this is an article out of Power 93.7 BLK radio station. And across the state, there is a solemn tone as we pay tribute to a first responder. The tribute will be a solemn reminder of the dangers that are involved in work zones along the roadways. Flags will be lowered in New York State for the next 2 days to honor DOT Highway Maintenance Supervisor Robert Borant. We honor Robert. Oh, let me get a picture of Robert here. There's a picture of Robert. Hang on for a minute. Here's the picture of Robert right there. There's Robert right there. He's a DOT guy. So flags in New York State for the next 2 days will be at half staff. We honor Robert and his dedication to make our state's roadways safer. Our continued thoughts are with entire New York State DOT team. And this is in memory of Robert, who passed away last year, 5/30/2002. The summer will be here officially. It's just a couple more weeks. And as we drive around, It is vital that we pay attention and follow all directions and laws and roadside alerts that are posted. We have entered the busy road trip season and the busy construction season. There's construction that just takes over during the summertime. Not only is it important to pay attention to the work zone area, it is also necessary to pay attention to the New York State move over law. Yeah, New York State, if you see somebody, it's not just the police, the state troopers, but if somebody has their four-way light on, you pull over to the other side so you don't get close to them and take a possible have an accident. No matter the vehicle that you see stopped on the side of the road here in New York State, you are required to move over and slow down as you pass by. It's because of caution. So again, our thoughts are with the families and friends and coworkers of Robert Borant, and we thank him for his dedication to community. So this is a good example of how we can honor those in our community that honor those in our community that really have an impact on our community. And we've had several here in Tioga County. We've had there's a portion of Interstate 86 out here that's named in memory of his first name is Matt. I can't think of it, but he was taken out by a vehicle, and he was in the safety. He was in his zone, but the person just crashed into the barricades and stuff like that, and he died. So it's very hazardous out there on the highways. So construction, slow down as it goes, as far as that goes. So that's a good article up there from Buffalo, and I believe he probably works on the interstate up there around the Buffalo area. And I think that's about it, folks, as far as what we have here. Let me see what we got for notifications. Oh, hey, Questing Dad. He liked the thought, and he reposted the thought for the day from Walt Whitman. And let's give Questing Dad. I like Questing Dad. He's doing this thing on the Wow. Let me highlight Questing Dad. Questing Dad is a good dude. He has done a lot. He's over there on Twitch, but he's on. Let me give it. Let's see. I'm bringing up his X page. This is Questing Dad. He's a great broadcaster. I really like his streams. He's doing something differently. He's not doing the Lord of the Rings as much now. It's the Questing Dad Warcraft Twitch streamer now. Oh, he changed that up. Okay. Adventurous Fantasy Realms, Token Geek, the Questing Dad. Let's quest together. So he's streaming WoW now, World of Warcraft. So a big shout out to Questing Dad. Thank you for he does that. He's very generous as far as but he's been getting into the World of Warcraft. So check him out. He's a fantastic broadcaster there over on Twitch, and I like him. He's a good guy, good dude. Him and his wife, they're a questing family. And so his wife known as Questing Mom. So I came across them over there on Lord of the Rings Online, which I need to broadcast more. I keep on procrastinating, but I get busy doing stuff, and maybe this Sunday I might, because we're going to be busy Saturday. But Questing Dad, he's on probably three times a week and stuff like that. He's one of the better gamers and stuff. I like Questing Dad. And actually, I got to see, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to have to change that. I'm going to have to put him on my recommended on Twitch, because he is a good guy and stuff. So thank you, Questing Dad, if you're watching this, or if you watch this on the replay, for the generosity over there on X and stuff. I like it when he and he likes another post I'm not going to get into, because I do post some stuff on X that I don't really, I could talk about, but but he likes I appreciate the reposting on X and the liking of the X as far as that goes. Let's see, what else do we got? I think that's it. What about do I have anything on my Let's see, what's this? Oh, there is a play. Here's something. This is from Press Connects. I don't really highlight Press Connects, but I posted this up over on my Twitch page. Let's go ahead and look at this. Let's look at this one. This is, let's go back to my X page. Okay, there I am on X. Okay, and as you can see, there's the broadcast right there. We currently have, how many people we got? We got 8 people on right there. I see it. 8 people over on X. Thank you very much, the folks on X. Let's see. Do we have anybody on Kick? Nope, nobody on Kick. And YouTube. What do we? Or not YouTube. Facebook. Where's the Facebook? There's Facebook. We have nobody on Facebook. I can't tell. We have 3 people on Rumble. Thank you, Rumble. Rumble rocks. 1 person on Locals. 4 people are still over on Twitch. Thank you, Twitch. And alike. So we still have some people here as we're getting ready to wind down the broadcast. But I want to get this article. There's another place that is, I talked about Chick-fil-A coming into, going to be there at the Commons, the Oakdale Commons. Where did I put that? Oh, it's on my Twitch page. Okay, there we go. So there we are, and we cursor down. There it is, right there. There's the. No, we don't want that. We want this. This is the article right here that I posted yesterday, and let's see. Did that come out? Yeah, it's the Ohana Q. This is up in Vestal. It's coming to. Okay, where's the article? There's the article. It's coming to. It may open soon in Vestal, and this is what we know. A new restaurant may be opening soon at the University Plaza on Vestal Parkway, and this is just down from the Binghamton University. An opening soon sign was posted on the door of the Ohana Q Hawaiian Grill, situated between Jersey Mike's, which I've been. It's great. Jersey Mike's is a great place to get a good sub, and Cost Cutters on June 2nd. The restaurant was approved to occupy the space by the Town of Vestal Planning Board in January. Began construction early this year, though a stop work order was issued by the Town of Vestal Code Enforcement Office, which was posted on door, halting the development of the restaurant due to lack of permits. Okay, they didn't pay enough people, but the stop work order has been removed, and the restaurant appears to be moving forward with signs and menus on the door. So we got a new restaurant. A menu featuring chick, pork, steak, rice dishes, along with coleslaw, pineapple slaw, coconut rice, and macaroni salad sides. An exact opening date has not been announced. The restaurant could not be reached for comment, and this is as of last week, the beginning of this week, June 2nd. So there we have another place opening up, and that looks pretty cool. I've been to Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is a great place. This is a great plaza there. There's a lot of college students. But me and the missus will definitely be going to this place because who doesn't like a Hawaiian grill, right? Who doesn't like a Hawaiian grill as far as that goes? Hawaiian grills are great and such. So that's from Press Connects. That they used to be, they still are a paper. You got to buy the paper in the store and stuff. It's a Sun Bulletin. It used to be Binghamton Press and Sun Bulletin. They were the 2 newspapers. They merged. My older brother used to deliver the Sun Bulletin. I remember helping him deliver papers. It was a real bear I can remember those cold mornings getting up on a Sunday. He said, "You want to earn 10 cents, Richie?" I said, "Yeah, I'll earn 10 cents was a lot back then, back in the 60s. So but it was you can get 2 candy bars, nickel candy bars there back in the day. Man, I aged 8 myself, folks. Oh my Lord. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it. as far as that goes, just a last minute article there from the Press Connects. I don't use that. I post some of that was posted. I usually post on the X and other platforms there of from Press Connects. That's the local newspaper here in Binghamton. It's part of the Garnet. Full disclosure, I have no association with Press Connects or Garnet and stuff. Just to say that's where the source is for those particular articles and stuff. So we haven't had any comments in the chat. So I guess everybody's kicking back and getting ready to start their weekend. You working guys like Ted, who's working from home right now, get through your work, enjoy the weekend, and we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. So I want to say thank you for coming into the chat. For Tina, our Jersey girl, Double J's coming in from some undisclosed location. I think I know where he's at, but I don't know if he's giving me the okay to say where he's at. His home country is from India. And we appreciate Double J's for being here. Captain Rehab, as always, coming in from, I know he's at work. He said he's at work when he listens to me. So thank you, Captain Rehab, for being here, being real. And coming in from the city of Philadelphia. He is a New Yorker. He is from New York, and we appreciate him being here. Want to say thank you to, let's see, was it? Tony D. Thank you, Tony D., my brother veteran, my good friend, fellow broadcaster. Thank you for being here in the chat, as well as, let's see, we're going down. Who else did we have? We had the Wandering Australian. Thank you. Good to see you. Have a great rest of, well, it's evening time there in Australia, but we appreciate you taking the time out, coming here, giving that international flavor. I'm going to say if our and let's see, we're moving down to, I think after Wandering Australia, we had the surprise visit of the real Ted Hicks. Thank you, Ted. As always, God bless. The best to your family, sir. And we're looking forward to you coming back to the broadcasting stage again. And well, we wish you well. Again, you have an open invitation whenever you want to come up, sir. If you have see, Ted Hicks, he's the type of individual I would say, come on up. If he has something to discuss, I could talk things with Ted. That's the unique thing about Ted. Ted is a good guy there, and that's what his broadcast. He brings up. He has certain subjects, 1, 2, 3, that he talks about. You don't go off on a tangent. You stick to the thing. You agree to disagree, like what Double J says. You have a discussion. You talk about it. You just don't come barreling into a broadcast. Hey, this. No, you're getting the boot. You got to read the room, it's and that's the control that a broadcaster has. So, but Ted, you're always welcome here. Great seeing you, sir. You have a great Friday, and hopefully we'll be seeing you down the line here sometime. And for the folks that are watching this broadcast on the various platforms, Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, X Live, and Kick, thank you very much. The people that are watching it on the replay, thank you very much as far as that goes. And also on the over there on Spotify for Creators, if you're listening to the audio replay of the broadcast, thank you very much. It's greatly, greatly appreciated, as always. I don't take that lightly, folks. Serious, I don't. I really take it serious because you're taking a little bit of your time to listen to this knucklehead, okay? And I try and keep it level, okay? And as far as that positive, because that's what it is. We're here to have a hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag PSDTD, and I think that has been accomplished as much as the previous shows that we have broadcast here for the Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning broadcasts, and that's what it's all about, folks. So I am Rich Roberts over there on X at Fireman Rich. I'm over there on True Social at Fireman Rich. I'm on Blue Skies at Fireman Rich. I'm on Facebook, The Real Fireman Rich. I'm all over the place here, folks. I'm here on Rumble. I'm here on Twitch, YouTube, X Live, Facebook Live, and even on Kick. And I still don't know why. I don't really use Kick, but it's another platform to be on. And there's some folks there. So, okay, you all have a great one, and we'll be seeing you. Have a great weekend, and we'll be seeing you probably sometime this weekend If not, we'll be seeing you Monday morning, where we'll be broadcasting right here on Rumble Studios. And you all have a great one wherever you may be. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks, and God bless. And we are out of here with skateboard. There we go. The right music. All right, folks. Ciao for now.